is this this wouldn't be the first time we've seen someone invent a straw man that's made of titanium and, like, has the best arguments and takes them down accidentally. Like, but, woo, I mean, yeah.
What? So are we sure this author is a fan of Billie Eilish? Because if we're
Maybe this
Billie
is just a
Eilish
big hit piece
is
of Billie
horrible
Eilish.
and also not a good musician.
Hi, Bob, Connor, and Rogue.
Hi, Zach.
Whoa, so much faster that was. Now no one knows whether I'm Bob, Connor, or Rogue.
I'm Connor.
I'm Bob. She's, well, you say your thing, Rogue.
And I'm Rogue.
And she's Zach's.
Hey, Zach.
Okay, I try, you gotta give a little. You complain it's too long, I try to speed it up, and then you give me grief too.
You'd think that we would have planned this out between the last video and this one.
Okay, whatever. This is part 2. This is part 2. Zax was telling us about this Billie Eilish thing.
Yandere Billie Eilish, the Wattpad subgenre.
Yeah.
Go watch
And
the
one
first
specific
video
story.
so you know what's going on.
So we're halfway through. Go watch the other videos so you're caught up.
Yeah, I'll put a picture and a thingy right there. Okay. This chapter 5 of 50 Shades of Billie Eilish, parentheses GXG.
Sorry, that's the name of
Is
the
that
story?
the actual... You never told us the title in the first half.
Yeah, that's the real title.
50 Shades of Billie Eilish, parentheses... What? GXGX?
GXG. In parentheses, yeah.
Okay.
This is chapter 5, Proof.
Of your undying love for Billie Eilish, or rather her undying love for you.
Yeah, I guess.
So, we just finished our time with Billie. Billie feels real great about the whole thing, isn't letting us go. We're crying because we actually had a crush on someone in our hometown. And that's who we were hoping it could be, not Billie Eilish.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
learned that,
that's why we're crying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you went to her concert with like, your male friend, right? Was it that guy?
Yeah, but no, we find out who it is, actually. And mild spoiler alert, I really love who we used to like, and we'll see that later.
Why aren't we crying because we're slaves?
We got used to that. Everyone told us, and we drank the Kool-Aid, and now, like, that's the least of our problems.
Really?
But here's what we have to say about it. I did like girls, so, like the song Wish You Were Gay, we were.
Hooray!
That's half the battle.
We also liked boys.
Well, that's the other half the battle.
Yeah. It depended on the human being and not on the gender for me to fall in love, which is why I was disgusted with Billie. She hurt me and stole my freedom, and yet I was forced to give her something so special about me, which I wanted to give to someone else. And we're just kind of in our head a bit, and we're like, she's so mean, we can never truly love her. Billie, I left this out. I forgot that it does come back. Billie made a demand that we're not allowed to take a shower right after. We have to wait till the morning with her. But we can't.
The shower has to be with her, or
the whole thing? Yeah, the shower. We have to wait till the morning because she wants to just lie in filth tonight.
Gross.
Okay. Well, that changes how I'm feeling now. Oh wait, I'm still on Charlie XCX.
So, finally, though, Billie's asleep enough that we sneak off to shower. Some gross stuff happens.
Wait,
we look at our...
hold on. You're able to sneak off, but you do so to shower?
Well, we're
if
just
you
able
leave,
to... We can't leave the room, but we can get out of her grasp because she's asleep enough. Yeah.
She's gonna wake up when you turn the shower on, like, one door over.
I mean, if she's gonna be upset about all of it anyway,
yeah, I
just
guess
leave.
It sounds like you're still not okay with anything going on, which is good. I like I like the determination.
Yeah, so we look in the mirror and we're very pale. We got bruises all over our body, and we look just as miserable as we felt.
Why do we have bruises?
Because
Billy was very rough last chapter.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I was about to say something, but I'm like, no, I can't say it.
Okay.
I
know that feeling.
So then the door opened, and we're like, oh, I forgot to lock the door. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, you are.
Bill?
Come on.
Yeah, come on, you idiot.
If it was locked, Billy would have gone back to bed.
Yeah. So Billy's just standing there looking at us, and she's very annoyed. She's like, how long do you plan to stay in there? I thought we would shower together. And then we're just like, I'm sorry, I really had to shower and I didn't want to wake you. And then she's like, you need to earn my forgiveness because you kind of left me hanging when you showered without me. And we're like, no. And now she's like, that's carte blanche to touch us again and look at us and lick her lips because that's all she knows how to do.
Has she been doing that before?
She licks her lips every time she looks at us.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
all she likes to
It
do.
happened so much it wasn't worth mentioning.
Okay.
I think I mentioned it with the white dress. When she said we were good enough to eat, she was also licking her lips.
Right.
Remember that golden line?
Yeah, that really won me over.
So, then,
She put you in a cult dress.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Oh.
comprehend that the first time. Like, she
Yeah.
straight up got you wearing some freaky
Culty
cult
stuff.
attire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now, this is one thing. She started, since the first canoodle, she started calling us her flower, which is gross. And now she's having, I don't know how to word this in a less gross way. We're canoodling again, and
That was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Best you could do.
But unfortunately, Billy's cracked the code, so we're in it again.
In it
but
by that you mean enjoying ourselves, or
We're
Having positive feelings towards what Billie Eilish is doing.
yeah. And
reminder, real human being reflected upon poorly by her own fans.
But then Billy says that if we want to continue having a nice time, we'll need some permission
From who?
from Billy, from Daddy.
Great,
That's what
I
was
don't ask for your permission. We could stop
Well-
this.
Yeah,
Well-
if I want to continue, then I have to ask. Okay, I don't ask.
Okay, I don't want to continue, so I'm not looking for permission.
I hated
This
to admit
isn't-
that I needed her.
No, what?
This isn't a choose your own adventure, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we asked for permission, and then this gets a little Twilight, where she's like, say it out loud. And we're like,
really?
vampire,
Okay.
and then, like, it goes from there. I'm just kidding. But she does make us say things out loud. Okay, once again, she's picked out our clothes. It's a white skirt and a floral top, just like the dress. They're exactly our size. And then,
Just like we're in a cult.
here's our question, though. How many things Billy had prepared for me?
Huh?
Billy has your life prepared for you.
So, okay. So, now there's a break in the tour for 2 weeks, and she wants to enjoy it with us, and we want to know if her family's going to be there. And she's like, I want to be alone with you, because it'll be our first real date. But also, my guards are coming, because, like, that's about as low as we can be, because I need protection. But you won't even notice that my guards are there. And it's like, I don't even want to go on this date with you.
But she is gonna take you on a 2-week like isolation date to like a cabin in the northern woods where no one can find you or
Well,
That's fun.
Probably.
This for our first date, we get to go to a nice vegan restaurant.
Ugh.
Of course.
For breakfast.
Sweet tomatoes, my favorite.
Yeah. We
No one's ever said the phrase "sweet tomatoes my favorite." You know that that thing you do in English class in like junior year of high school where they're like, write down a 10-word sentence that no one has ever said? Yeah. Sweet tomato is my favorite is what Connor wrote down. And he's right. No one's ever written or said it since then.
So... Okay, so this is our first date, and the paparazzi's there. She calls them Pops, or Paps. It's spelled P-A-P-S.
Well, yeah,
Pat.
paparazzi does start P-A-P.
Yeah.
So I hate the Pops. And,
So the cool kids
she hides us.
You hate the pops, but you're trying to get to the top of them. You know, that's
she
just
try-
the dichotomy of fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, they can't stop following me around. But while she was trying to avoid them, she hides our face in her shoulder. And also, this is something I feel like I should point out throughout all of this. Whenever we talk about how Billie Eilish smells, it's never good. She's always sweaty and smelly.
What?
Yeah, that's just kind of a thing because, like, I don't know, Billie just really likes not bathing in this narrative.
Maybe that's
Oh,
another part of
good.
the
Yeah,
fetish.
that's punk. That's counterculture. Smelling
Yeah.
and feeling like bad. Like doo-doo.
But, yeah, I bring that up, though, because, like, she's hiding our face, like, in her shoulder, and I'm like, we're real close to her armpit, and we don't like how she smells. So, that's just something to notice.
Ponder.
But then we're like, you know, because she gave us these rules about, like, how we're supposed to behave when we're out in public. Like, don't try anything funny, basically, or else you'll get punished. And we're like, why are you hiding me? And then she says, because you're mine and I don't want everyone to be able to look at you.
Fair. I get that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm on Billy's side now.
Uh-oh.
Trying a new tact with this.
Yeah.
And then, here's something. This is the first time Billie has sort of tried to make an attempt of making things work with us. We sit at the table and she starts to, like, touch our fingers and she says, you know, our relationship can always be like that. Be like what? Normal. We can just forget about the circumstances and just be happy together. I wanted to have you for so long because I truly love you. I don't want you to be miserable or feel like you're a slave or held hostage. Why did you do that then? I asked and she looked down.
I am genuinely a slave.
I don't want you to feel like one, though.
Yeah, that's
But-
the important part.
You know what I want to say, though? Because I'm about to read the next thing we say, and I think maybe we're looking at this wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe this is supposed to be a cautionary tale about why it's not good to not be like
A real
other girls.
never meet your heroes type of thing.
Yeah.
Because they might enslave you.
Yeah.
Well, you're too precious of a human being to be swept away by fame and money. You're also just a normal fan of my work and not crazily obsessed with me like other fans. So the fact that you like my music also couldn't impress you. I know how much of a wreck I am. I know I can never make you like me with my personality. So I decided to take you before someone else can steal you right in front of my nose.
Hold on. Wait. So, what the author is saying here is Billie Eilish, one, has a terrible personality. An unlovably bad personality. But
Yeah.
also, Billie Eilish is choosing to enslave us because she can't use her position of power against us. She can't groom us, so she must kidnap us.
So that nobody
Right.
else can have us.
Well, I think it sounds like she's going to kidnap us to groom us, because if she actually tried to be a pleasant person, she literally cannot do that.
Well, that's part of it, but she also said, like, I can't impress you with my music or whatever, which is basically just, like, how creepy artists and YouTubers and whatever groom their fans.
right.
You know? It's like, check out this this stuff that I can use to groom you.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant in the first video when I said this is a universe without the Me Too movement, because that was like a big part of the Me Too movement, is all these people started coming forward and being like, wait a second, that was really scummy that they used their position of power, their entertainment or whatever, position of power they had to get me into these situations.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just like, but like Billy seems to be suggesting that was one of the options she had available, and that since she couldn't do it to us because we're not
Like other girls.
like other girls, because we're not like other girls, she can't abuse us in that way, and so she has to go further than that. But also, the author seems to be suggesting that this is what might have happened because Billie Eilish has an unlovably bad personality. Like, I don't know
okay.
Billie
Yeah,
Eilish. I don't know what she's like in person. Maybe she is terrible. But, like, I wouldn't assume that about her.
Yeah. Billy wants you in this story. Not only because you gave her your umbrella and was nice to her for a little bit, like years ago,
Yeah.
but also because you're not a crazed fan that would go, like, you know, head over heels and do whatever she wanted, just like on a whim. She wants you because she needs to work to get you. But she says, hey, I know that I couldn't actually try my best and, you know, be friends
Win
with
you
you,
over.
win you over at all. So yes, I am going to these measures to get you. I am bypassing having to make an actual connection.
I mean,
To-
if it's illegal...
Everything that you guys have said is so right on the money over the rest of this conversation that they have. And,
Oh.
like, I think more than you're thinking.
We
Okay, so I'm
verbatim
just
just read it back to you.
Yeah, I actually have the chapter right
I
in front
just
of
have
me.
it open.
Yeah.
Okay.
The narrator switches perspective several times to different
gets
people
real
so that they
meta.
can explain
And
what's
tenses.
going
And
on.
also seems to know that a group of people named Bob, Connor, Rogue, and Zaxers are reading this
reading
right
the
now and
story,
talking
yeah.
about it.
But, okay, so so Billy just said all this stuff. Like, I know I'm a wreck, but, like, you know, we could be normal. We could pretend that you're not hostage, you know, right? And then we
Pretend.
say, this is what it says. She definitely,
Okay,
sorry,
thank you.
was mentally unstable. But it was good to see that she had some vulnerability inside her.
What?
I want to be honest with you, Billy. It doesn't feel like love to me. It just feels like ownership. I mean, buying me from my parents, giving me rules, the punishments, and then taking my virginity doesn't make me feel like you care about me and my feelings, I said, and she nodded, understanding.
Oh, okay.
Understandable. Have a great day.
Yeah. Understandable, you're free.
Hold on. I know, but this is the relationship I want. I like control and being dominant. I want someone to live only for me, and these rules also make sure that you can never leave me. But this doesn't mean that I don't care about you. What can I do to show you that I want you to be happy with
Billy,
me?
you want two things at the same time. You want to have a normal relationship, but you also totally want to be like a dominatrix.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah,
So-
but not even in a sort of healthy way.
Yeah, not even a sort of like, okay, I'll do that sometimes way. No, like you just want control over this person's life. But you also, like, you know, want it to feel normal. You want them to feel like nothing's wrong. Which actually, now that I say that out loud, makes sense with her character. Never mind.
Yeah.
She doesn't get how weird it is what she's doing. So,
Are you talking about the author or
the
Billie
Billy.
Eilish? Because it's true of both.
Yeah.
Okay, so but Billy asks, what can she do, right? And we say we want to visit our hometown. And
Why? None of those people care about you.
Well,
Not one of
that's
them
what
has
Billy-
tried to free you.
Well, Billy is like, why? Your parents were awful. You didn't have many friends. And then she says, okay, you're not wrong. But, you know, that guy you were mean to at the show, you were going to kick out faster than you can say bad guy,
And
he's
did.
my friend in my hometown. And I still have a cousin who cares about me. I miss them and I'd like to see them again. But Billy gets mad. And so this is a little bit more, we're peeling back some layers. Billy says, and there was also Madison. And then we remember Madison very well.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we
Mad-
do.
Madison, that girl who stole my heart. She was always so nice to me.
Who I wanted to bang.
But I never dared to get closer to her. My only hope was that she would ask me out one day, but unfortunately that day never came.
Remember, this story is an X-rater, except it's not at all.
Literally nothing about it is an
Well,
extra.
wait. Maybe it's really meta in how, just like how Billy is controlling and choosing everything about your life, so is this author.
The author's controlling everything and choosing everything about our in-universe life.
Our Y/N.
Yeah.
Life.
What a subversion of the genre.
Y/C.
It's
your
a Y
choices.
It's a Y/N where you don't even get to have your name because you are Rose in this author's eyes.
It's kind of similar to the way Spec Ops: The Line made a commentary about player choice in the video game world.
I don't know. I was just.
But that's
This is a highbrow analysis of this yandere Billie Eilish story called 50 Shades of Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. You can't just take the title of a book
And
and
then
put
change
it Billie Eilish for like a word. You know,
I mean,
like,
his name is Christian Grey.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
it's not
say.
like 50 Shades of Christian Grey. They named it 50 Shades of Grey. But 50 Shades of Eilish doesn't work. So you stuck Billy in there?
I think, what if it was just 50 Shades of Billy? I think could have been fine.
No. That
No.
sucks.
Okay.
like,
How about just come up with a title?
like they probably 50 Shades of Grey. They probably came up with the title first and then was like, yeah, okay, this works as a double kind of thing because Grey can also be a last name. You know.
They probably
Yeah.
did come up with the title first because it was a Twilight fan fiction first.
Yeah.
Right.
It was also like a big quote in like the story, where
They
it
title
says,
drop
like,
in the...
Yeah,
Wait.
because Christian Grey says, "I'm 50 Shades of effed up."
Oh my god. We really need to do that Twilight video for October.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Because
now
that
we're
because Twilight is so spooky.
we're like,
I assume 50 Shades would fall under Twilight October, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
okay. We are reminiscing all about Madison and we're
right,
just
yeah.
like we're all in it. She's all in our head now. And then Billy says, "It's bad enough that Simon has a crush on you, but I could live with that since you never liked him that way. I still hate him though."
So
Can you
can't
explain to
live
us
Madison.
what we remember about Madison?
We
Madison
he was the-
stole our heart back in school.
No, I mean, what
Yeah.
did she do? What is she like? Paint
she
a
was
picture
always
for
nice.
me.
She was always so nice to me, but I never dared to get closer to her.
Wow. What a great
Sounds like you
description of
broke your
Madison.
own heart.
Yeah.
And also, how does Billy know about Madison?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. She says, "But Madison, I hated her ever since you looked at her in a way. I wanted you to look at me."
Oh. How did you... Were we
Did-
friends?
Have you stalked her entire life already?
But you didn't even know where she lived.
Yeah, you didn't even know about the Instagram. But apparently, I guess she had like some security guards tailing us to report back to her. But they
But
never.
how did they
gave
know
our-
where to look for us?
They never told her that.
I don't
They
know.
were
People
like,
put their bios and locations, hometown, on their Instagram. So
Except
Yeah,
she
but
said
again, she didn't know.
she
Yeah, she did say that chapter 1 that she couldn't find us because our Instagram wasn't helpful enough to her
Oh,
stalking.
right, yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. Instagram, Zark Zuckerberg, we'll call him, and Elon Musk have hacked your iPhone camera so they can look at you while you're looking at Instagram, and then she knows them, and a big data Wi-Fi IEEE unsecured web connections.
Nima rated.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that too.
And then that causes you to... It's a virus caused by big tech.
This is a very funny joke, and I'm sure a lot of our
I have
watchers will appreciate
I have a
it.
different thought. Billie
Okay.
Eilish can read your mind. So she just looks in there as like okay, what do I have in here to try and convince this person not to go back to her hometown? Looks like she has some pretty negative thoughts about this Madison girl.
Well, no. No, our main character has great thoughts about Madison. We've been in love with Madison.
Oh, okay, but Billy's trying to spin that in a way that thinking of Madison means, no, I don't want to go back to my hometown.
I guess.
Well,
I
okay.
don't know, let's... Yeah.
Billy reluctantly agrees, and she says, I will, but if I see you talking to Madison... And she was about to go on with whatever, but we're like, I won't. Don't worry. So she
down,
orders
Billy, I know your
food.
rules.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying about, like, we're just so done with Billy. We're
Chill
like,
down, yeah.
I get
This is my life now.
Yeah. So after breakfast, she immediately wanted to go to a jewelry store.
Is that how they spell it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great. So
it's clear. How is that J? That's after a breakfast. She immediately JUWELERY jewelry.
and it's consistent. That's one thing about this that's so interesting. It's not just like one miss up. It's like that's how they think these words are spelled. It is always definitely.
And
Or
Stanley.
in Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once is an accident, twice is on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is like 15.
Every time is a statement.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we have to wait, and we try to run away, but we notice that our bodyguards looked at us, so we're like... Oh, and then we do further clarification as if the other conversations we've had with people that were trying to get to help us escape wasn't enough. Also, the fact that she legally owned me was also a big issue. I had to wait until I could get help from people who actually cared about me.
Which is apparently nobody.
Yeah.
How does the back half of that statement contrast with the front half of that statement? She legally owns you.
It was a big issue.
If someone else pays more money, can they buy you out? Is this a contract? Like in sports?
I don't know how much they'd have to pay. I
They
imagine
never
there's no
tell us
amount that
how
would
much
buy
we're
you out.
worth.
Yeah.
Okay, but like the necklace was purely made out of diamonds, and it had a large B in the middle. So now it's like a leash that we have.
What?
Then
I mean, it's a diamond leash. That's, gotta see the
But here's-
positives.
no one says that, but I guess but that's the point of it. She's
Okay.
B is for Billy. We're now her property, and she says
Oh,
now
when you
everyone
said
can see
B.
who you belong. Yeah, B.
I was
Do you
picturing
think the
like the
Do you think the
animal.
jewelry shop had 25 other necklaces with the other letters of the alphabet in the middle?
Well,
Like
they
you could have
went
bought
to
a C necklace?
I mean,
Well,
probably.
Well, she goes to she has us wait away, and she goes to the back room with the employee to customize it. So,
okay,
like,
yeah, maybe
she's
it
in the
was-
back, and, like, she's, like, putting this together
Okay.
in the back, and it only takes, like, a little bit of time to do that. So then she's like, now everyone can see who you belong to, especially Madison, so she better stay away from you.
Billy, I don't care
And-
about Madison nearly 1/10 as much as you do.
And then this is something interesting that I was like, when I first read this, I was like, okay, are we gonna find out? But she says this necklace probably costs more than my entire life. I didn't feel good wearing something so expensive. It also made me even feel more like I was in prison.
Oh, okay.
But like, doesn't that seem like a good opportunity
2.
to tell us just how much we're worth? Because apparently this necklace looks like it costs more.
Oh,
than you think.
I see. Billy maybe intended that as like a, funny, cute line, but it wasn't one. Instead, she just like either complained or flexed.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
column A,
okay.
column B.
So now we're headed back to the.
Oh wait, you're telling me at the jewelry shop she didn't say you should see me in a crowd?
No.
Come
By the
on,
way,
Arthur.
it was a jewelry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, like, the rules are, if we're gonna go to your hometown, you have to wear the necklace all the time. And afterwards, but especially when we're in your hometown.
She's gonna
And-
be severely overdressed.
So next question is, because like, hey guys, hope you liked it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
What
We did
What'll
it.
happen? What will happen when Rose goes back to her friends and her old crush?
I
So
don't
let's
know.
see.
I guess
Follow-up
I'll
Probably
question
nothing.
doesn't matter.
Chapter 6, Jealousy.
Okay.
And now this is still our POV. And it was a few days away from going to the hometown. So we really tried our best to keep Billie happy because we knew that she could cancel the trip and we didn't want that. And she pretty much, it says that she tried to always find an excuse to cancel it. And just kept saying things like, remember who you belong to. If you try something, and we're like, I won't. I just want to see my friend and cousin. So we meet our cousin, Holly. Simon is still salty about how things went down at the meet and greet. And he's like, oh my God, Rose, are you all right? We've been searching for you the entire time. We went to the
hang
police.
on. He's salty about how things went down at the meet and greet, but he's not salty about you being a slave?
Yeah,
He doesn't
you
know
have
yet.
disappeared since then. And then he
No,
sounded
here-
like there was a search party looking for you?
Yeah, he says, we've been searching for you the entire time. We even went to the police, but they said that everything was all right.
I mean, legally, apparently it is.
Yeah.
How come?
So-
How come the parent? Nobody thought. Nobody.
Okay, so there are people who care for you, noticed
Yeah.
you disappeared.
Not
want
your
you
parents.
back.
Not your parents, because they sold you. I just think it seems really strange to me that there's a huge number of people. It's like there's a huge number of people in this universe who weren't aware that slavery was still around.
Right.
Like this is news to them. Like, did you know that slavery was technically legal until the year 2022? Like,
Maybe, is this like kind of like an edgy thing? Because like, I guess like we're supposed to take that Billie is now like basically a legal guardian. So is it like having parents is evil? No one should be in charge
No.
of your
What?
you, maybe.
no, I don't think they're making a point.
No.
No,
Okay.
they just like, it's just like, what's the easiest path to have Billie Eilish have complete control over your life? She owns you now, literally.
Yeah. And they have not thought through the implications. And they're like, okay, well, slavery is bad, but they haven't considered that maybe, including the idea that if you run away, the police will bring you back, introduces a whole new weird element to this universe.
Yeah, they've not
So-
thought that through.
They hadn't thought through at all that they have just created an alternate timeline with a South one.
So Simon is still worried, but then
Reasonable.
she's like, it's a long story. Can we meet in our favorite place?
It's not that long.
Of course. And then he's like, yeah, sure, I'll bring Holly with me. She was worried about you too. And Billie's like immediately jealous, like, who is Holly? And I'm like, and we're like, she's my cousin. And then she calmed down. All right. And so the place that they go is a karaoke pub. That's where they like to go. And
'Cause you're not
Billie
like other
isn't going.
girls.
Yeah, Billie isn't going, but her bodyguards are going too.
So they're not
So
doing
this,
the job on the tin. Because I don't know.
I mean, maybe
what-
she has a lot of bodyguards.
Yeah, but bodyguards guard bodies. Specifically, the
body.
person.
she said like, you bodyguards are with me, you bodyguards are with her.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. But Billie can't come to the pub because she'd cause a riot.
Because she's
So
only
the-
16.
But these teens surrounded by bodyguards won't raise attention either.
No.
I mean, Billie Eilish is an awful person in this story.
She's a bad guy.
She will probably cause a riot.
Yeah, it's true. Like a literal
And so what-
riot. Not by her presence, but by her actions.
So, well, this is weird. Because then it says, the pub wasn't far from here, so we didn't use the car. Their eyes widened when they saw Billie beside me. So Billie did go.
Okay, so you just don't know what continuity is then.
It's like,
Within
but
the
I'm
same
like,
chapter.
but Billie couldn't go out without causing a riot, so they had to join us. Then it says, when they saw Billie beside me.
Oh no, the bodyguards are joining them because if a riot breaks out, they can guard the body.
Oh, okay.
But-
all right, okay. I guess that makes sense then. So
Doesn't make any
So
sense.
Billie is at the bar with you.
Yes, we're together. Simon tries to hug us, but we stop that because we know how Billy gets. But then we're like, but maybe because Holly is our cousin, we can hug her, but we still give her a quick one because we're not sure.
Yeah, are you insane? Why would you try?
But then he's like, okay, so what happened? And then we're like, Billy and I, we don't know how to explain this. But then Billy explains.
There's no and I. It's just Billy.
Yeah, Billy and I decided together to enslave me.
But then Billy says are happily in a relationship, and I asked her to go on tour with me so we could spend more time together. And then Holly continues to be all about this. She's like, yes, oh my gosh, Rose, I'm so happy for you. You managed to impress Billie Eilish. That's amazing.
You should try, if you're looking to impress anyone, just carry around a spare umbrella.
Here's something, too. Because we just really want to stay, we're willing to help Billy's false narrative. Because Simon says, but you barely knew each other. And we say, actually, we met when we were children, and since then we had a special connection.
What?
Billy seemed to be pleased with my answer.
Did that appear in the top left corner of my vision? Billy liked that. Oh, okay.
And then, Simon, you remember, Simon's our best friend. He happened to have a crush on us, but we didn't know. He's just our best friend. You never told me that you knew her. And Billy's grip on my hand got tighter. Oh. And then she answers, but like, this is weird. We didn't even mess up yet. He just asked a follow-up question.
Simon's messing this up.
And then Billy says, because she didn't know who I was back then, I reminded her, and since then we weren't able to be separated. I think the next question would be like, okay, but you didn't even mention liking her. You always like mad at, oof, ow, why'd you kick me?
Yeah.
That's what should have happened, but it didn't.
Simon will remember this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Simon doesn't know that Billy basically has control over your life, so...
Yeah.
Fair questions, and he doesn't understand the circumstances. You know, so.
Yeah.
It seems like there are a lot of people who are not aware of slavery here. Like they're not aware that they're at any point anyone's parents can just sell them into slavery.
Yeah, like this character Rose. Rose is even trying to hide the slavery. Rose is trying to make this relationship seem not crazy.
Well, why is Billy trying to hide it? If she legally owns this person, just be like, yeah, I bought her from her parents.
Yeah.
She's mine.
So, yeah, I don't...
Like, what are they gonna do?
I really would like to, like, if this was a movie or something, I think Billy would be, like, flashing the papers, like, see, I legally own
you're right.
Just blank
They're always making these
Wattpad
movies. The Kissing Booth.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Billie Eilish.
Yeah. The Handmaid's Billie Eilish.
That's amazing. Okay. But then Holly's like, oh yeah, Rose definitely needed someone who saves her from her terrible parents.
Yeah, that's
and then
fair.
And then Billy likes Holly because she is all for this.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't she? But then the bodyguard says something to Billy.
Wait, so Holly knew that her parents were terrible and is our main character's cousin, but did nothing to help.
Yes.
Well, because her parents legally owned her. There was nothing anybody could do.
Oh, yeah.
Right. If Rose went over to Holly's house, the police would have to take her back home. Mm-hmm. And she's a minor.
That's true. That's true.
So basically, she's trying to get Simon to, like, sort of get over his doubts. Because she's glad that he had doubts, but he should hide it.
Yeah, come on,
Billy
you
would never let her see him
Otherwise,
again.
Rose is going to get in trouble.
Yeah. So then Billy leaves because she needs to take care of something. And she kisses her cheek before she leaves. And then Holly's like, oh my god, why didn't you introduce her sooner? She's so cool.
And you say...
We say, guys, I couldn't contact you because she didn't allow it. She convinced my parents to sell me to her, and now she held me hostage. I can't even go to the police because her papers say that she's in charge of me. I need your help to get away from her.
Okay. Finally, clear.
Yes.
I'm sure Simon's going to be rational and reasonable.
I knew something wasn't right with her. He's very angry.
'Kay.
Holly looks down.
Dang it. Oh, no, Holly.
I don't believe this. She's rich and famous. She doesn't need to hold someone hostage. She also
What?
seems so nice and cool. I just think you're not used to so much love that you imagine bad things in your mind because it's just too good to be true.
Hi.
What?
Sorry. Did you think all the slave owners were poor? No. Slave owners have the money to buy slaves.
Simon,
Well-
Simon, you're not even going to, like, accept one part of my narrative. You're gonna reject the whole thing.
No, Simon gets it. Simon gets it. Holly doesn't get it. Holly's
that
the one
was
who
Holly?
doesn't accept any of it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon's like, I knew something wasn't right, but he gets cut off at the
Okay,
pass.
I didn't
How
hear
come
that.
Simon? How come Simon doesn't cut her back off and say, "No, shut the hell up"? What the hell are you talking about?
Holly, didn't you notice she disappeared for a while?
Yeah.
Was
We all-
gone.
she went
we couldn't
missing.
find her. Went missing and showed back up with Billie Eilish. Her story checks out.
Hold on. My favorite character's about to enter the scene.
There's a new
Okay,
character. Oh no, Madison.
So hold up. Hold up. We clarify. Holly, trust me, you don't know her true self. She is a monster. Don't be so dramatic, she said, and Simon was about to yell at her, but then a
Good.
beautiful brunette girl was walking towards her.
No.
I would recognize these perfectly curled hair everywhere.
Okay.
Madison.
Okay.
I breathed
Let's
out.
Madison
only-
just leave.
Or is Madison a waitress?
No, Madison is. Well, what is Madison here?
Madison's just also at the pub.
Oh,
Oh,
just
okay.
here,
says.
just a person.
Yeah, so she shows up and she says, Rose, I haven't seen you lately. I missed you.
Let's
And
make
we
that
blush.
forever.
We're-
Get the hell out of here. I'm trying to escape.
We're falling all over ourselves. Our heart is racing.
Not the
now.
time. Not the time.
Well, now I'm back, I said, and she nodded. Yeah, so please come to my party on Friday night. I can't enjoy myself without you.
What the hell does that
And
mean?
my heart made a huge jump. And
Run
we're
away
like,
from
oh my
Madison too. She's crazy.
gosh. And we're like, oh my gosh, did she actually flirt with me?
What?
But now Billy sees because her Rose senses were tingling. My girlfriend isn't going anywhere. But here, check this out.
Wait, so like the metaphorical bat symbol, the Billy symbol, just flashed in the sky, and Billy ran back
Yeah.
to
Yeah. I had
interrupt
to take
this
care of something
conversation
that
between
doesn't
Rose and
involve-
Madison.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had to take care of something that doesn't involve getting out of earshot. And
I
then,
guess.
And she was within earshot to still see and hear Madison
guess so, yeah.
engage us, but not hear us clarify with
Well,
Simon and
maybe-
Holly, who is apparently a total idiot. Hold on, I have to ask, Zax, does Holly redeem herself at any point?
We'll have to see where that goes.
I don't think there's
no.
enough story left for her to do so.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
so either.
Hold up. Check this out, okay? Like I said, Madison is my favorite. My girlfriend isn't going anywhere. While Madison turned around. If that isn't the famous Billie Eilish, better known as the weird homeschooled loner.
What?
Got her.
What?
Got
Billy-
her. Brr, 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 brr.
That's author.
Billy digged her nails into her skin. In her own skin, not Madison. Yes, but this loner got famous and achieved more than you ever will. She replied, and Madison giggled. Your hype won't last long. People were attached to you because of your depressive music, since lately everyone has depression or anxiety. But
Whoa.
soon they will be bored with it because all of your songs sound the same, and then you'll go back to being the weird one.
Is this
Then-
this wouldn't be the first time we've seen someone invent a straw man that's made of titanium and like has the best arguments and takes them down accidentally. Like, but woo, I mean, yeah.
What? So are we sure this author is a fan of Billie Eilish? Because if we're
Maybe
told
this
is
Billie
just a
Eilish
big
is
piece of Billie
horrible
Eilish.
and also not a good musician.
Here's the thing, though. Madison is having none of this. She's not even letting Billy get a word in. Okay, so Billy's jaw clenched, and then Madison continues. To be honest, I never got the hype about you. If I had depression, I would be even more depressed when I listened to your boring songs.
Wow.
I mean, I heard to go into real life here. I heard someone do a mashup with like another song and Billie Eilish vocals, but like Billie Eilish always, or at least in this song, sung down here. And so I couldn't understand the lyrics at all. Not like the music was too loud, but just like with this other song that wasn't designed to have Billie Eilish whispering over it, it drowned her out.
Yeah.
So now we pick up that Billie clearly has a history with Madison.
Somehow.
But then Billie says, "It doesn't matter what you think because Rose will never go to your party. She is mine now." Billie hissed and Madison laughed. "Because she's blinded by your success, but we both know that she always wanted me. I'll steal her from you sooner than you think. I just need to offer her what she really wants and then she'll leave you."
Did Madison say that?
Madison said that, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Can we trust Madison? Is Madison just as bad as Billie?
Madison is actually also like secretly super rich and will buy you out. I guess.
Yeah. And then Billie doubles down. "She will never leave me. You are already too scared to let her come to my party because you think I'll get her. So do you really expect me to believe that she really likes you?" Fair point. I mean, I gotta say, like...
I have to imagine the author forgot about all the, like, legally owning that they did and think that this is just like a, just a bad relationship that Rose is stuck in kind of thing.
I think that they're trying to set Madison up as, like, the antagonist. And is like, oh no, she's gonna steal away Rose from Billie.
Yeah, but once again, like, all of that language works in a setting and a situation that's much closer to real life than what has been created by this story.
Yeah, so then, Billie is like, "Fine. She'll go to your party, you'll see that she's mine." And then Madison's like, "Okay," and she winks at us. And we're trying to contain ourselves because we're like, "Oh my gosh, Madison liked me the whole time," because that's where we need to be, right?
That's where our priorities are.
And then Billie started screaming. She pushed us against the bed. "You said you won't meet her. It wasn't my fault. She came to me. Ugh, why is she still in your head? She's not worth it. I'm better than her." And
well, you keep bringing her up right now. That's why she's still in my head.
Yeah. And then I was like, but then this is something that we say to try to assuage Billie's concerns.
Okay.
"Listen, I didn't know that she liked me. I always thought it was one-sided."
You don't know. Never become a hostage negotiator. What are you doing? Are you insane?
So Billie is like, "Look, I don't want you to..." And then we're like, "Look, I won't go to the party. Like, if you really don't want me to, like, it's fine." And she's like, "But the damage is done, so we can't back out."
What?
Okay.
But Holly's gonna go with you.
Wait.
I don't know if you've ever been invited to a party, but you sure can back out.
Madison played Billie so hard that Billie is like, "Fine, I'll make some concessions. You get everything you want. Rose will go to your party." And then even when Rose is like, "No, we don't have to go to Madison's party. We can leave my hometown." Billie's like, "No, you're going to that party.
Yeah.
Madison is getting what she wants."
I actually just earlier today, I saw it in another server. Somebody had posted something from Twitter. Maybe you guys did see it, actually. I don't remember. Some lady was standing too close behind the tweet writer and, like, within 6 feet. And they said, "Hey, can you back up?" And the lady said, "Yeah, sure, I'll show you backing up," and then backed up 15 feet, which is exactly what they wanted. It's like, okay.
You really chose me.
Yeah. Oh, man, you beat me.
I saw that somewhere, too.
Oh, you know what? Zach's posted it in the memes channel, actually. Yeah, I wasn't sure which server it was in, yeah.
I like that. I was like, that sounds really
Yeah,
familiar.
no, Zach's
I like that.
posted it.
That's really... No, that's fine. Okay. So, and then she says, but she has some conditions. "Holly will go with you, and I swear if something happens between you and Madison, I will kill her."
I mean, yeah, I kind of figured, but why are we going? I told you we don't have to go.
Like, I don't know.
Offered even though it's not in my best interest, I offered to let everything go your way, and you're still sabotaging yourself.
Yeah, Billy's pride got damaged so hard that now she's, like, swung around completely to, like, no, you're not talking me out of making you go to Madison's party.
Yeah.
Something else that's funny is, like, I know Billy wasn't invited, but, like, why can't Billy just also go?
I mean,
Billy will start a riot there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, we promise, like, nothing will happen between me and Madison. And why? She asked. Because I belong to you.
Why did you
Good.
ask?
Now help
why?
me to calm down.
Why won't anything?
And-
I don't know. My risk of bodily harm.
Billy has to check that Rose understands the rules again, because,
Yeah, she
we've
has
seen
to
multiple times that, Billy has to keep reminding her.
So, so Billy needs us to help her calm down. And we're like, oh, alright. It's time to go to the party. And she kisses us. Her greedy tongue devoured me over and over again to show me how possessive
Come on!
she
Why
was.
didn't you warn us?
I didn't know
I
this
couldn't,
was gonna have Boar.
Nobody warned me.
You said her greedy tongue devoured us over and over?
Yeah.
We're done.
Okay. Then, but here's
Was
something.
it worth it to you?
Okay, so
Sounds like it
That's a
was.
yes.
I'm the bad guy.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, so then, Madison will never know how amazing your tongue feels, she said, and I looked down, but then she harshly digged her nails into my chin and forced me to look down at her.
Look down, but you were looking
Look,
down.
Oh, sorry, look at her, not down.
Oh, okay.
I looked down before, but now we're looking up at her.
Uh-huh.
Right, Flower, she hissed, and I nodded, very terrified. All I could think of now was if she was actually able to kill someone. If so, then trying to escape was even more dangerous than I thought.
Okay.
But
We
hey
get
guys,
it. You can't escape.
Oh. Wait, so
Hey,
then
guys.
so we're not allowed to escape?
No.
Oh. I've been completely misunderstanding the story the whole time. I thought we could escape.
I mean, I'm starting to think that instead of begging, what was the guy's name?
Simon?
Instead of begging Simon and Holly to help us out, we should just beg Madison to, play
Dunk
Billie
on.
Eilish against herself even harder and
Yeah.
like
I'll
get
show
Billie to
you how much
sell
I can
us
free my
to
slave.
her.
Get out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hope you liked it. Will Rose resist Madison? Okay, let's
I
find
don't
out.
know. You're the one that determines what's written in the story.
Also, should she?
Chapter 7, Watched. So Billy's point of view. She is super mad and super If she started with
Both
if she
mad
started
and
something with-
Yeah, I feel on a daily basis.
she's digging her nails into her own skin. She's like, Rose is getting ready for the party, and she's like, ugh. She basically cleaned herself up for somebody else, and that made me furious, but I had to bear it to proof to this sad excuse of a human being that Rose was truly mine. And then she's like, I knew I threatened Rose enough. Rose is afraid enough that she won't try it, but I can't trust Madison. So now we're Billy. We call Holly from her phone, and we explain that, like, you're going to be my spy. You're going to tell me everything that happens at the party. And Holly is more than happy to do this for us.
Oh, yeah. Holly's a big fan still.
But she has some misgivings. She says, but Madison was always nice and respectful to Rose. She said, and I sighed, Madison is everything but nice. She is a huge bully. I always asked myself why Rose liked her so much, but then I saw how much she faked to be a good person to get Rose to like her, and she won't stop now.
I like
Nope.
the idea of not only inventing this character for Billie Eilish to obsess over, Rose, and make a slave, but also inventing a bully
Yeah.
to bully Billie Eilish.
Wow.
I think what's also interesting, too, is that Holly doesn't, have questions about, how did you know that Rose liked Madison so much?
Because
What?
they're soulmates and they shared everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, catch up, Zax.
Sorry. I'll try to do better.
Yeah.
Holly promises that she'll definitely make sure that Rose won't forget that she has an amazing girlfriend waiting for her. You guys are meant for each other. I mean, you rescued her from her terrible parents. This must be true love. And then here's something really interesting that the author wrote that Billie says from her perspective, narrating this whole thing. Okay?
Okay.
She said, and I really cringed at the fact that she lived in such a fairy tale world, but as long as she was on my side, I couldn't care less.
What?
How self-aware is
Wait,
Billie?
so
What?
Billie is aware that this is an insane thing to do to someone. And knows that Holly is a dummy for thinking that it's not, but then...
Yeah,
I don't like
Billie,
this author because I don't know what they're trying to get at.
I don't know
Billie-
either.
Billie knows she is a trash person with, like, trash, wants and ideas and such. And, yeah, I'm also wondering, really, what is the author getting at?
I mean, can I just say real quick, this is a little bit of a tangent real quick. I have always been really annoyed by, like, even when I was a teenager, I remember, like, so many people who were also teenagers, and I don't know, maybe this has stopped, but it probably hasn't, would say of themselves, like, oh man, yeah, I'm a terrible person. But, like, realistically, you're not. You're not actually that terrible a person. But when you say, oh, I'm a terrible person, you've basically given up on trying to be a good person. So
Either
it's
that-
like you could be, like, anytime there's a decision point where you might genuinely make a good decision, you give yourself the out, oh, I'm a terrible person, and then you just do you do a bad thing. But, like, are you really a terrible person most of the time? No, you're probably just a normal person.
Either that or they're fishing for compliments.
Yeah, they're fishing for
That's
compliments.
true, yeah.
And that's also frustrating. But, like, if you
Right.
genuinely believe that you're a terrible person, then you're just a dummy. Because, like, that implies that you have some set of morals that you believe you should hold yourself to, but then you don't, but you're aware that you don't, except that you do because you claim to be a terrible person. Like, all of it doesn't make any sense.
It's
Right.
a paradox, to be sure.
Right. But now, you remember what happened last chapter before we left to the party? Billie devoured us. But now we get that same scene through Billie's eyes.
Why?
I guess to show Billie's distorted view of things, even though they just said that she's pretty clear on all of
She's
it.
real clear on it.
So, here's the scene again. Well, I should go now. I don't want to keep Holly waiting, she said, and wanted to walk out of the room with Holly. Flower, I said before her hand touched the doorknob. She froze before she faced me. A kiss, I said. And she forced herself to smile before she walked towards me
Hang on,
to give
did
me a
I have a
peek.
stroke in the middle of that? What did you say?
I read it verbatim. I said, and she forced herself to smile before she walked towards me to give me a peek on the lips.
Aw, peek.
Wait, what was the name of that one EP? I think that was like, oh, don't smile at me. Never mind. They didn't try to title
A
drop.
peek
That was
on
just
the
a bad
lips. She
sentence.
used her eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they weren't doing anything very smart.
Yeah, that was definitely a
this-
sentence that they started, like, and had to step away for a second, and
Yeah.
came back, forgot they started, restarted it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course this wasn't enough for me. As soon as she wanted to pull away, I pulled her back and pushed my tongue deep into her mouth to get more from her taste while I was holding her neck in place. I couldn't stop myself anymore. The kiss got harder
Wait, you've
until
been
my hand
stopping
made it.
yourself before?
I
Since when?
haven't heard that.
For further emphasis, everything that I've skipped over, apparently up to this point, was Billie stopping herself.
Okay. I mean, not okay,
Wait,
but...
Man, if this is you on a good day, I'd hate to see you on a bad
Well,
day, right?
You know what? If you can't handle her at her worst, you don't deserve her at her best. She's not like other girls.
Well, apparently, but yeah, nobody can handle her at her best.
I mean, dude, that's fair.
So, Madison should definitely keep her hands to herself, and Rose should finally forget about getting together with her. Otherwise, there would be consequences for both. So, back to Rose's point of view,
Oh man,
our point of
what
view.
if she just bought Madison?
Whoa.
That sounds like the same from both perspectives.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have, like, Billy didn't say the line about whatever it was, devouring her over and over, but it was basically, had the same vibe, yeah.
Yeah. So, back to being Rose. Holly's gushing about how lucky we are, and we try to double
Is
down
Holly
like we said
in
before.
the cult?
She's in the Billie Eilish cult.
Holly just still thinks Billie Eilish is... Holly's still basically just a #1 fan.
I mean, it sounds to me like Holly has drank the Kool-Aid on Billie Eilish, even though she was explicitly told by her cousin that her cousin is being held hostage.
Yeah, no, Billie Eilish is famous and more important.
Oh,
Well,
and that overrides the whole...
The whole family thing.
Okay. The
Yeah.
whole reasonable human thing. Because
Yeah.
Simon
Yeah.
didn't need to be family in order to recognize, oh, hostage taking and slavery aren't cool.
I mean,
Well-
the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
That's true.
And the
Well, we
covenant in
tried
this
it.
case is Billie Eilish's cult.
It's weird how that
We tried-
works. Or doesn't.
We try again, and we say, Holly, this isn't love, it's ownership. And she's just like, stop saying nonsense and stop talking badly about your girlfriend.
You are insane, Holly. You're worse
She
than
was a
every
way
other
bigger-
character, including
Yeah.
her slave-selling parents.
Bob, you were asking if Holly was going to redeem herself when what you didn't know is that she was going to dig her own grave even further.
What the heck?
Yeah, she
What's
digged
wrong
her own
with...
grave.
Yo, she digged it.
Here's an interesting callback to chapter 1.
There are callbacks.
So they're saying she was a way bigger Billy fan than I was, and it really showed. She definitely would have been one of those crazy fans who would fight each other to be first in line for the meet and
Wow.
greet, even though they would
Wait.
all get a meet and greet regardless.
Well,
if
thank
they
you
were
for that
first or last.
callback. I forgot
were-
about that
Thank you
beautiful
for that
imagery you used.
re-explanation.
You were a big enough Billie fan to get a meet and greet ticket.
Yeah. You saved up for it.
So we get there, and just a reminder, we promised Billy that we weren't going to go alone with Madison. We were going to stay with Holly the whole time at this party and prove our devotion to Billy. The first thing Madison, like, she says hi,
Yeah.
and then immediately says, let's go somewhere more private, and led me to a quiet
What?
corner of the garden.
You goofus. Did you need it written down?
And then-
I mean, yeah, this character's been fairly clueless the whole story. But,
That's fair.
Holly also kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah, don't talk
without
about
the
me
name.
like I'm property. I don't get that I'm your slave.
Yeah.
I'm Billy's
So-
slave, not yours, Madison.
Yeah, come on.
We don't even try to fight it. Madison asks, why are you with Billy? You never noticed her. You were always looking for me. She said, and I could hear hurt in her voice. We're just...
Her?
I don't know why we are falling for Madison hook line. Like, okay, I
we
get
loved her
we
in
were
the
into...
past, so we love her now. She's also
like-
our best way out.
Yeah, but she doesn't
Yeah,
seem to
you know-
realize she's our best way out.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, like, we were in love with her before, but, like, the way that her and Billy interact, like, after what happened with Billy, shouldn't we be more wary of any romantic interests? Like, shouldn't we, like, not want in a relationship right now?
I would say no, because only Billy could enslave you, but knowing this world, anyone might be able to.
With
so
enough
actually,
money.
yeah, you should be wary.
Yeah.
So then we start to tell her the truth. We say, I didn't want to be with her, but then she offered a lot of money to my parents, and they basically sold me to her.
Basically.
I know this sounds crazy, but...
That's literally what they did. They signed paperwork.
I know this sounds crazy, but... And then Madison interrupts
God,
us.
Madison, better
No,
say
I
something
believe you.
really smart.
I know Billy very well. I know how psychotic she is. You know, I would never go for someone's girlfriend no matter how much I liked her, but I never saw someone being so unhappy and terrified like you were when I saw you in that pub that I just knew there was something wrong.
What the hell?
Okay, don't just say something. Do something.
If you saw me terrified and you knew she was psychotic, why did you just dunk on her and let me leave with her?
Hold on. Like I said, Madison is kind of my favorite character. And then she says, I guess you would do everything to get away from Billy, right? And I nodded while I looked down. Well, you know that my father's a lawyer. I'll make sure he would look into your situation and try to get you out with the law. Selling human beings can't be legal nowadays.
What? Excuse me?
Real?
I'm turning into Donald Duck.
Wait! Okay, so it's not clear if it's legal.
They're gonna take this to Supreme
Billy
Court.
showed you the papers, but I guess you didn't try to read them. You just went,
Simon-
oh, okay.
Simon went to the police, and they were like, don't worry about it, everything's taken care of.
So we're really hopeful, and we're like, really? Of course. Do you really think I would let you be miserable for the rest of your life? And I hugged her really tight. We almost are crying now. We're so happy. And we're like, but Billy is powerful and dangerous. Then Madison says, it's difficult but not impossible. As soon as you're free, you can stay with me and graduate, go to college, like a normal person.
Okay.
And then
I guess I
oh
would
my
be
gosh,
insulted that you don't think I'm a normal person, but I guess you're trying to get me out of slavery.
I'm kind of not a
dad's a
normal
lawyer.
person. If, like, I got convinced to become a slave.
But then
I'm hissing like
And
a
then-
freaking cat.
like, okay, so then we're like, how can we ever express how grateful we are? You can go on a date with me after you're free.
Shut up.
And
One
How
point
can I
against you.
express gratitude for freeing me?
then
Oh,
we're-
you can
she's
go on a
like-
date with me. What if I say no? Guess who's not getting freed today?
Yeah, I'm gonna save you from being Billy's love slave. You're gonna be my love slave.
Are you insane?
but then we say, I know. Then we're like, of course, that's what I always wanted. And she's like, I know. And I realized it way too late. And then we're like,
While I was gone for 2 months? Make your
like-
move!
But hey, it's okay. This is our fault. We were always too shy to express our feelings, and we never realized that it was reciprocal. So
Hold on. I'm sorry. This was our fault. This in this situation is that we didn't express our feelings. But let's be clear, one of you is a slave. This in every conversation from now on until you're free should be about you being a slave. It should be the only thing you ever talk about.
Okay, fair. But remember, the one rule was we weren't supposed to be alone with
You're already
Madison,
breaking the
right?
rules, and she's trying to set you
Okay.
free.
But hold on.
Not trying
hold
very
on.
hard, but she is trying.
She said and gently caressed my cheek. I could get lost into her eyes. I noticed that she came closer to me. As much as I wanted to kiss her, I couldn't. Not as long as I had Billy and her jealousy in my mind.
Insane.
I think we should go back to the party. She awkwardly moved away from me. You're right. And then Holly was waiting for us. Just leaving the party alone with Madison, huh? Did you forget you have a girlfriend? And Madison says, calm down. Rose and I haven't seen each other in a while and just wanted to catch up. Holly's glaring at her because she's so Team Billy. And then Holly immediately suggests that they all play 7 Minutes in Heaven. And rigs it.
Should Holly go to prison too?
Conspiracy
Yeah.
to support Billie Eilish.
I mean, Billy.
in her dastardly
Holly,
deeds.
all her bodyguards, her tour manager, her entire family, significant others of her family, your parents, the police,
Like this whole town.
and again, I cannot stress. Not only is it not clear to the people of this town whether slavery is allowed, but a bunch of them assume it's not allowed, but then... is this the state of the American school system? Is this an indictment of the way we teach history?
The fact that Madison's lawyer dad might be able to get this negated or reversed or whatever didn't clear anything up, and in fact raises more questions.
It sounds to me like the history lessons in her school, and possibly in her world, involve, like, history of America, George Washington, then, let's say, Abraham Lincoln, but no resolution to the Civil War. Who knows how that turned out? That's a mystery. Then, Great Depression, JFK got assassinated, 9/11, here we are.
I mean, Bob, you remember the school system. Every year, American history was like, okay, let's start at, founding of America, let's get up to, like, World War I.
Yeah, let's
all right,
skip
it's
all
the
the
end of the year.
Let's skip all the women
next
and
year,
people of color.
Let's start over at, founding of America and go back through World War. Like, you had to get to high school to actually get, like, modern history.
Yeah, but again, you still skipped all the women and people of color.
Right, yeah.
So, okay. So, Madison wants to play 7 Minutes in Heaven with us. But are not like other girls is showing.
Real quick,
because
you
we
said
don't know
Holly
that
was the
game.
one who suggested this?
Oh. Oh, no. Madison suggested
Okay.
it, but Holly says who will go first. And Madison says Rose, and Holly has no objection.
Smart.
What?
Holly, you're the worst, like, spy of...
You're the worst spy, the worst Stan, the
The
worst
worst
person.
cousin.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
real quick, can I just get a promise from everybody else here? If a friend or a cousin calls you or meets you in person or just texts you and says, hey, I'm a slave right now, you'll take that seriously?
I promise.
Okay.
I promise, but what if it's like...
No caveats. You weird small person. You are not wriggling your way out of this one. If someone you know tells you they're a slave, you're not going to give them like a little wiggle room on that.
But what if it's Henry Cavill?
Even in the case of Henry Cavill.
Fine, I will let
Wait, what if Henry
Cavill have
Cavill
his
is
way.
the slave?
No. If Henry Cavill enslaves someone. Like if Karina calls us and is like, hey, I met Henry Cavill and now I'm his slave, then we say, are you okay? And then, of course, she would say, yes, I'm fine. Henry Cavill is my slave owner. And we'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But if she wants out, we have to help her. We can't just go, it's probably not that bad. You're probably just making it up. Like, what are you even saying?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for when Karina hears this part. Okay, so...
Don't tell her it's coming either. She'll...
Yeah. Okay, so... So we're not like other girls. We've never heard of 7 Minutes in Heaven. And here's the rule.
How?
Some random person will join you for 7 minutes, but it's up to you what you do. And she blindfolds us and pushes us in the closet.
Wait, you're
And we're
blindfolded
anxious.
as part of this?
Apparently,
Don't they just,
us,
like,
though.
not turn the closet lights on and it's
Yeah.
basically pitch black?
But, like, we're just gonna be in the room unaware of our surroundings because we're blindfolded and scared. And some random person's gonna come in and we're gonna be in a room with them for 7 minutes. And we get anxious about all the repercussions you might think about happening.
I'm being
Yeah.
kidnapped
That,
by a closet
given-
this time.
Yeah. I'm
So-
getting kidnapped at the party that I went to try to get out of being kidnapped.
Frankly, that's an improvement.
Well, here's what happens.
Catch a break.
I mean, really, if you're kidnapped,
Yeah.
your best bet at that point is to get kidnapped again.
Whoa.
Really makes you think.
I guess you could say 2 wrongs did make a right.
So, before we can think further about this, I noticed that someone was already joining me. They were putting their delicate arms around my waist, and I say, please, let's not do anything. Are you sure, kitten? No one will ever know what we do in here.
Aw, yeah.
And it's Madison.
Oh, dang. I thought Billy
And,
genuinely snuck into the party.
Oh,
Yeah, I was hopeful.
no.
No, she would have called her Flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Kitten and
Kitten,
Flower.
Flower.
Right. Okay. I forgot about
Puppy,
Flower. I forgot about Flower, and then I heard Kitten, and I was like, oh yeah, Billy gave her a nickname, and
Yeah.
I.
Glitter. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of other cutesy garbage.
But then we're like, I thought the person was random. She giggled and kissed my neck, and then we just go to town with Madison.
Does her tongue devour us?
Nope.
We devour
actually,
her.
Nope.
My
so
jaw
we're, like, worried.
unhinges, and I slowly slither across the floor. It's time, I say. That's me saying it's time, but my jaw is unhinged.
I squeeze my body around her. The entire
No.
body.
She wriggles
listen.
to
Okay.
get freedom. But,
Okay.
No, look. Then she assured, because we're worried, and she says, I meant it when I said that no one will ever find out what we do here. Before I could reply, she pressed her lips onto mine in a heated kiss. Her lips were so soft and sweet that I instantly got lost in the kiss. It felt so different to Billy's kisses. Not only did it feel right, it also was absolutely wonderful.
both right and
Maybe.
wonderful? Sign me up.
She has a positive relationship, but then Holly barges in and is like, what? That's it. We're going back to the
How
hotel.
did she not know?
Did Holly sit there for like a minute or two, going like, "I'll allow this for now."
I bet they're
Hang
having a
on.
riveting conversation.
Wait, 7 minutes in heaven. They can do whatever they want in that closet. That means they must be. Hey,
No way! I can't
like
believe
had
it.
Holly never heard of 7 minutes in heaven either?
I mean, I guess she really took Madison at face value.
She thought
when
Madison
said,
was
"What
going to go in there and
happens?"
play Texas Hold'em
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever know what we do in here, so let's sit in silence for 7 minutes.
I mean, admittedly, that's what I want to do in 7 minutes in heaven.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone does if they ever play it. I've never heard of anyone actually playing it.
Yeah,
But
like,
if they do,
that's
most
totally
people
like.
probably just pull out their phones and go, gosh, this is awkward. You want to tell them we made out after we come out? And they'll say, no. And you go, okay, fair. And then you continue to text.
Well,
Let us know in the
now
comments
we're
if
all-
that's an accurate depiction of 7 minutes in heaven.
Yeah, post in the comments if
Ooh.
Bob and I are just lame and didn't go to enough parties.
I mean, Connor,
didn't.
you don't remember, but we played 7 Minutes in Heaven when, in our apartment. But of course, there was just the two of us, and we just.
Oh
sat in the
yeah,
closet for
I
7
mean, I was blindfolded. I didn't know it was you.
Oh,
I thought maybe
yeah, no, that was me.
it was. I thought maybe it was like Sam. or
No, that was
Nick,
me.
yeah.
Everybody else left by then. Didn't you notice when you came out of the closet, it was just me and you?
No, I still had the blindfold on.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Spent the rest
Well,
of the week with that blindfold on until I told him he could take it off.
Right. I thought I just went blind somewhere during the night. Like I drank too much.
He got very confused.
Drink until you go blind. You know that expression? I thought it literally happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's the awkward walk home where we need to try to convince Holly to keep her mouth shut about what went down with Madison.
How are we going to do that? She doesn't think slavery is a big deal.
Well, she keeps yelling at us, and she's like, I can't believe you disrespected Billy like that. Look, I know I shouldn't have done that, but please don't tell Billy. You have no idea what she'll do to me if she finds out. You expect me to help a cheater? No, Rose. You have to live with the consequences of your actions. Holly, please. Do you want me to get hurt? You're my cousin. Isn't blood supposed to be thicker than water?
Ah!
Fine.
Connor knew!
Maybe Madison seduced you, and you didn't know what you were doing. But if you do it again, I will tell her.
Can we just
promise
kill
it
Holly?
won't.
Like, in this choose your own adventure story, is there an option to just like push her down a manhole cover? Like
Yeah,
manhole
just
or
like
something,
look
or
left, look right. No one's watching. Just
push
take her
into,
out.
Or maybe just push her into traffic or something.
Well, no, but we
But
get home
there's a
from the
but
party.
to this?
Because this will all get cleared up in the last chapter. So, okay.
Does this story
Yeah.
finish, or is it just like they wrote this much and then stopped writing?
They stopped, and the last I heard it was on hold while they finish another story.
Okay, so there's not like a definite end. It will just
Well,
end.
we'll see.
Okay.
They stopped writing and Billie Eilish dies at the end, but they might continue.
But hold on, okay? So we get home and Holly says, like, we're Billy now. We tell Holly, like, look, just wait until she's asleep because I don't want her to suspect anything. And then Holly's like, yeah, okay.
What?
Wait, are we?
Huh, what?
So we're Billy. That's Billy's POV. Are we talking about Madison or?
We're talking. Yeah, we don't want Rose to know that we had Holly spy for us, because Rose would definitely get suspicious. Suspicipus.
Oh, wow.
They made an attempt.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
So wait, SUSPICU.
IPUS.
P? Or a second P?
US, yeah.
Suspicious piss?
Suspicipus, yeah.
That's Sisyphus' brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really
okay.
not that big a like, you just swap out the O for a P.
Yeah, and they're close on the keyboard. But
Yeah, they are close on the keyboard, but they didn't fix it. They saw Suspicipus and thought,
They didn't
one
see
will notice.
Suspicipus. They wrote it and then just kept writing.
Yep.
But I like that. It's
So-
just a little typo, but it
that's so
really
nice.
changes it. We should search for that.
No.
Yeah, that is a, like, on the Steel Donut, that's a beautiful vintage. You know? Oh,
Okay, so-
Suspicipus.
Okay, so I thought it was pretty obvious that Holly was basically there to spy on Rose, but now that Rose is back home and Rose convinced Holly, I'm asking this basically because I want to make sure I understand. Rose convinces Holly on the walk back home to not rat her out. So now we are in Billy's POV talking with Holly about that Rose shouldn't know.
Yeah, Rose
What?
shouldn't
Can
know
you-
that Holly
Yeah,
is about to
Rose
spill
went-
the beans.
Yeah, when they get home,
Billy's
the
like,
kids,
all right,
and
you
then-
can tell me about what happened at the party, but we should wait till she's asleep before you tell me what happened at the
Well,
party.
yeah, she pushes us into the bathroom and says, "Go to bed now. It's late."
That's
And
where
now
I
she's with
sleep.
Holly.
The
Yeah,
bathroom.
can you push me back into the bedroom first?
And here's something interesting. Our reaction to being pushed into the bathroom. Well, that was weird.
Oh.
What about what Billy does to us isn't weird?
Stale
Huh?
bread. Protagonist.
This is the last sentence of chapter 7. Like I said, Rose would definitely get suspicious if she knew Holly was still here. And I swear if Madison did something, I would make sure it would be the last thing she did. Hey guys, hope you liked it. What will Billy do if she finds out?
I don't
I
know.
hate
You're
that
right.
they always end with a question.
Like, I can understand
I
a
mean-
question that's like, you know, what did you guys think? Or like, what do you think should happen? Or something like asking for an opinion. But this is like, you're literally asking us what will happen. You decide that.
Yeah, I see that sometimes. Like, that might actually be decent viewer engagement. Like, people might want to respond to that. You know, you're not supposed to ask a yes or no. You're supposed to ask something that gets people, you know, thinking.
Open-ended, yeah.
Open-ended,
I see that sometimes on books that have like the summary and it's like, oh, what will happen, blah, 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 read to find out. But I think what's so off-putting for me in the author's notes is that it's after every single chapter.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
that
it's not a hook anymore. It's a hook if you do it one time.
Yeah.
Or at least if you save it for big reveals.
Right.
But like, Billy told us 2 chapters ago what was going to go down.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we get into chapter 8, the final chapter.
Chapter 8, the final chapter.
This is how we're feeling right now, I guess.
How?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, chapter 8, Disciplined. And this is mostly all Billy's point of view. It's very long.
Okay.
Okay, so Rose is out of the way. Holly was already waiting for me on a bench outside of the hotel where we agreed to meet up. And then she's like, "You really won't like what I tell you. Are you sure you can handle this?" And I rolled my eyes. I have to do everything. Well, it's clear that Rose doesn't respect your relationship. She clearly showed interest in Madison when we arrived by leaving the party alone with her. I followed them, and Rose started to tell her how you got together. Madison believed her and said that her father's a lawyer who could try to get...
What? Holly
Yeah.
heard the explanation, now said to multiple people, and still doesn't believe.
Yep. And then...
I can't tell if Holly is intentionally dense or just a bad person or like...
Holly is the true villain.
She's got Billy on the mind. She can't
Billy
help
was
it.
the obvious villain, but Holly's the one revealing her true colors as the true villain, because she could have helped and is deliberately choosing not to.
Holly truly is a
Hold on one
cult
second.
member.
Oh,
Like, Holly really is a cult member. Is there anything you could say that could persuade you that maybe what Billy's doing isn't great? Because, like, you know, in real life, that's what a cult does. You know,
Right,
a cult
yeah.
leader will do things and say things, and they'll be absolutely terrible, but cult members will just make excuses for them. And
Right.
even when people who are trying to escape say, like, or people who are victimized by the cult say, hey, I'm a victim, please stop doing that to me, the cult members say, you're making it up, you're stupid, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're the crazy.
Like Billy is the cult leader, but she apparently maybe has actual power to do bad things. Holly, meanwhile, is allowing Billy to do everything.
Just a bad person.
Yeah, Holly is not, like, being forced to do this in any way. Holly, just by deliberate will,
Yeah,
is
just by her own
allowing
free will.
bad things to happen.
Truly,
And is sabotaging
astonishingly bad.
her cousin. Sabotaging her cousin and, like, causing her cousin to get in trouble.
Causing her trouble to get in trouble, causing her
Isn't
trouble
just
to
doing
suffer.
nothing, is actively looking to punish her cousin.
Incredible. Truly, truly somehow manages to be, at the very least, I look at Billy in this story and I say, seems like Billy is suffering from some kind of major mental illness or something. Maybe there could be therapy or treatment for this. But Holly's just a dunce. Holly's just the worst. She's just a bad person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Holly is dumb. I'm going to say she's actively evil.
Yeah, she's just an evil person.
And also, isn't Holly, this is a small thing compared to everything we just discussed, but isn't Holly the kind of person Billie Eilish doesn't like? Because Holly's like this rabid fan that will do anything for her.
Yeah.
And Billy doesn't like those.
Except she likes that she's on her side, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
well, she's okay with it. She's like,
Yeah.
this girl doesn't even understand. Like, I haven't even, like, Billy doesn't even realize she's a cult leader. She's like, I am doing something evil, and this girl thinks I'm not doing something evil, but it works to my favor to not, clear up that misconception for her, so I'm just gonna let her continue to do evil things and think evil things. What a bad characters.
Yeah, I think
What a bad-
Holly
Yeah.
Holly has slipped in, even though Billy, Holly didn't exist for the first, like, 2/3 of this story. Holly slipped in as truly the worst person in this story.
Yeah, and I see why Madison is your favorite, because Madison's the only one making a real attempt, sort of, to do good, but even then, not
Yeah.
making much of
help.
an attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, she
But,
says
I mean,
she's
like-
gonna help. Madison says she wants to help, but really, I guess you could say, like, she knew she couldn't do anything at that moment.
But-
if you wanted to be nice,
Yeah,
but
if you
she
wanna
said
be
she
real
wanted to
nice.
help, and then took the situation to basically get what she wanted out of Rose.
I mean, Rose
While
is...
we're just looking at the worst in everyone.
Rose has a bad relationship with Billy, and Madison instantly looks at Rose and goes, I can read that person, and she seems miserable. And at that moment, what she should have done is noted that in her head and then gone, when I get home, I'm going to look into what I can do about it. And talk to her dad at that point. And then, when she has her heart-to-heart with Rose and finds out, oh, you're a slave, at that point, she can say, like, well, I can send my lawyer dad to look into whether slavery's legal, which is apparently a question to ask. But if regardless, here's some resources for you. I've got this person that you can call, or this number, we can get you out of here safely, etc., etc. Nah. She's like, well, catch me up if your slavery situation gets worse. Like,
well, okay.
Everyone sucks.
So here's the thing. They made... Okay, so here's my question, though. You're Billy. Holly's spilled all the beans about what happened. What exactly are you upset about?
What am I upset about?
From Billy's perspective.
I'm
Billy's
upset.
From Billy's
Billy, in this story, am upset that Madison made out with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or that they were, well, one, they got, went alone together to do whatever, and also two, that Holly allowed it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna
Like,
say.
your whole job was to spy on them and make sure that didn't happen, and you just watched them do it.
I think Billy is so self-centered that she will have a problem with someone else kissing Rose rather than
Yeah, that's fair.
either Holly being extremely incompetent or the possibility of her assumed slave ownership of Rose being removed from her and Rose being set free.
So I'm going to read a long excerpt, fairly long, and to explain how Billy's feeling, but also because I know you guys are going to have an exceptional reaction to Holly's next moves. Okay. Rose basically broke all of my trust tonight. She lied to me, cheated on me, and tried to make a plan to escape, but that wouldn't happen. Madison would be dead before she could even go to her father, and Rose would get the hardest punishment ever. I noticed how heavy my breathing got and how much my body was shaking. Billy, are you alright? Holly asked, very concerned, and I tried my best to control myself. Holly was on my side, but I couldn't be sure she would still be if she knew how far I could go. I'm fine, just shocked. Thank you for telling me, I said while I panted heavily. Please don't break up with Rose. Madison totally manipulated her, she said, and I started laughing while she looked at me very confused. I would never break up with her. I will just have a long talk with her, she said. I said, and she sighed, very relieved. If you need help with Rose, just ask me, she said, and I forced myself to smile. Of course, thank you. You can go home now, I said, and she nodded before she left.
What?
I am under your service.
I can't begin to explain how I feel right now.
It's unfortunate that we already said all the words we did, because now we have fewer words for this
I
point,
think I have
but-
no words. I'm
Yeah.
out of them.
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah.
No. You don't understand. What?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
If you can't
So-
answer that question, I'm not sure I want to go on.
We're almost
What?
done.
We're almost at the end of the
How?
road, and the somehow, and that maybe I'm wrong, but it definitely feels like they've made it now. Billy is the hero now.
I'm
I
confused.
mean-
Hold on. I gotta put... Okay. So they put the story on hiatus soon after these events. I
Yes,
would
this
have
is the
thought...
last chapter.
I would have thought
What's
that
up?
these events, the way this is written, would imply that they had an idea where it was going, and they would put it on hiatus after that. But
Well,
imagine if
hold
you had
on.
written the story, and you left yourself with this huge thing as your thing to
mean-
come back to. I would never
mean-
come back to this story.
I mean, like, Bob, it's like, it's a fanfic law that people always, cancel their stories or stop writing at the worst places.
That's
Like,
fair.
right when they give a major, thing that could propel the story forward. Like, you remember fan letters?
Yeah.
It kind of plodded along for a while, and finally, when there was actually some action and plot, that's when
it
the
dies.
writer stopped. Yeah. These
Yeah.
stories always end at the worst places.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this will prove you wrong. Maybe there'll be some finality to what happens.
I doubt it, but go ahead.
Okay. So, remember, here's where everyone is. Holly's heading back home. Her and Billy were sitting on a park bench outside the hotel and having this conversation. We are upstairs in our room sleeping.
Uh-huh.
And then Madison, not Madison. Billy goes, she puts her hair in a ponytail, gets her hoodie on over her head.
Dresses up
She
for
made
like a
sure-
music video, okay.
And I gotta say, I'm kind of annoyed that they wrote this in a way that kind of spoils things a bit. But they say, after I made sure that I had my tiny knife with me, I quickly made my way to Madison's house.
Tiny knife.
Tiny knife. Just
1 inch blade.
Let me quickly check if that's
Stab
the
a
name of
knife.
a Billie Eilish song.
Tiny knife.
A smidgen knife.
Tiny knife.
Oh, man, that entire Madison and Rose conversation, I was trying to figure out how to work in when I was older as a title drop, but I couldn't.
You should have done that way back when we learned about her on the playground.
I
here's
wasn't
something-
trying to badly title drop Billie Eilish songs back then.
Are you sure? Maybe when you're older.
Yeah, maybe when I was older. It's a title drop on me.
Oh.
We make the way to Madison's house, and the way was basically burned into my head because ever since I knew that Rose liked her, I started to watch her a lot. And then this is where the narrative shifts in a weird way. There it was, the house of Hades, who tried to take my Persephone away
God,
from
wow.
me.
No, you're not.
Okay, we got-
You
can't
have
do
not
this,
earned
author.
this.
Yeah.
Not at all. Wow.
You
What?
you learned about like Greek legends in like history class or something that day and was like, I need to apply this.
Yeah, the moment you heard the name Persephone, you were like, P-E-R-S-E.
You pulled your
on
phone out in
hand.
class.
Yeah.
So we sneak in, but it was easy because remember, Madison left the window open because Rose was going to sneak back there
Smart.
somehow.
Good idea.
So we get inside and we're just so disgusted by Madison. And she's half asleep and we get closer and we don't want to set off any alarms soon, so we gently caress her back and she giggled. And she says, "Of course it's you. I almost thought you wouldn't come. And then we try our best to control ourselves and we plant little kisses over her shoulder. And then she's like, Rose, I like that.
Hold on, whose perspective is this again?
We're Billy.
I feel like this is directly ripped from a horror movie. I don't know which one, but I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, she looks up and there's a hook hand on her door.
So then, this gets so... Billy, I can't take you seriously at all in this, but okay. Rose, through the kisses, like, she's half asleep, and she's like, I love you so much. And then we say, but she doesn't love you, I said, and her eyes instantly opened widely. She looked at me very terrified, and before she could scream, I skillfully... And I'll bleep out that because it's too
What?
much of a thing. Well, but we end Billy. We end
Oh,
Madison.
sorry. What? You...
We end Madison.
No, I'm really
Oh, we-
confused
the-
what verb was used.
I'll just take a screenshot.
Because the way you worded it made it so unclear.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna bleep out the word skillfully,
Yeah.
as if that's
No.
a bad word, and I was like,
we skillfully did something to get rid of Madison and the problems that she causes.
You can't... Okay. I don't know why you're... Okay. Well, we skillfully something her,
yeah.
and she
Oh,
dies.
Yeah.
She gets moited.
I love the last sentence in that screenshot you posted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Billy
knife.
gets tactical.
My knife was tiny, but perfect for a quick kill.
If I'm wrong, is that something Ark might say?
He would never
Ark's
have a
knives
tiny
are
knife.
not tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who had what was it?
Okay.
The 1-inch blade with Jerry
the right
Toppler.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Toppler's 1-inch blade.
So now the rest of what happens is that we finish her off and we were like, well, I guess it's going to be slow for Madison because she's panting very desperately.
Good.
But it only made me smile. Rose is mine now, and I could finally do what I wanted ever since I found out that she liked you. So now she's kaput,
Good.
and we felt such a bliss.
So she knows
Because
where
no one
Madison
would-
lives because she was paying attention ever since she found out that Rose liked Madison, but she didn't know where Rose lived. What city she lived in.
Priorities.
When they all met at the pub, Billy got one of her 100 bodyguards to follow Madison back home. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Well, she said that she was watching her ever since she knew that Rose liked Madison, and Rose knew, and Billy knew that Rose liked Madison before they even went back to the hometown.
Continuity, what is
Yeah.
I mean, who needs it with this story? The thrill. Then Billy's just patting herself on the back for this. She's feeling pretty frisky, honestly, after ending Madison. And the problem, though, is she still needs to punish Rose. It's hard because after everything that happened, she's so thrilled that she just wants to canoodle.
I know that
Fun.
feeling. I know that feeling so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, once the blood... Anyways, go ahead.
So, then, Billy's still, doing her thing, and, but we're getting angry. So,
What is her thing? Because all I can imagine is she's just standing there in the room. Does she leave? Does she go back to the hotel?
yeah, after we're done with Madison, we go back to the hotel, and now we're looking at Rose, and, all we want is to canoodle Rose, because we're so thrilled after getting rid of Madison. And now we're getting a little rougher, and Rose is pleading with us to stop. But we only move faster, because we owe her nothing. Because remember, she betrayed our trust.
That's true.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
And
I fully agree with that.
So,
Spitting straight facts.
Yeah.
but we're feeling good about all this, and Rose is sobbing. I could hear her sobbing, but it was all her fault. I really needed this quickie. I just turned away from her and fell asleep instantly.
What?
It was just the start of her
Wait,
torture.
instantly or in Stanley?
In Stanley's.
Okay.
I'm
That was a
almost
close one.
messed up. Yeah. Phew. Okay, now we're back in Rose's point of view, and the next morning we're in a lot of pain.
What? Wasn't, Madison was I knew you'd come. So, was Rose gonna try and sneak out as well?
Yeah, but I guess
She just gave up on that.
Madison put it on the table, and Rose was kind of that's honestly, I would love to, but I don't know if I can. And then Madison just kind of well, if you can, my window's open.
Madison put it down, and then, Rose never picked it up.
Yeah.
So Madison just
And then-
slept with her window open.
Good. Smart.
Yeah. And then we go to take a shower, but Billy's yelling, living room, now. And we're like, okay, I don't want to keep her waiting. So we limp out of the bedroom to the living room. And Billy was already waiting. And she says, what happened at the party yesterday? And then we believe for some dumb reason that our cousin actually didn't betray us. So we say, talked to a few people, we played a game, Holly wanted to go home. There really wasn't something special
That's
happening.
true. That's
Yeah,
all
I was
true.
gonna say that was actually pretty tactful.
Yeah,
way of describing it.
on a high level, that was true.
Yeah.
A very
Yeah.
high level.
And she started laughing. Oh, Oh, Rose, my head hurts. I raised my eyebrow. Why? I asked. And she says, because you're filling it with crap. Don't you think Holly wouldn't tell me what you did?
Bad. I hate it.
Yeah. It's almost like you were a doofus. That's it. That's the end of my sentence.
And then Holly told... So then we're like, Holly told her about the kiss? Such a traitor. She told me she would stay silent.
Traitor? She hasn't once come to your aid. What made you think she wasn't a traitor?
But Holly did say that it's like, okay, look, maybe Madison just tricked you, but if it ever happens again, you know, like... And then we're like, no, it won't happen again. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
she
a lie
double-crossed
now.
her.
Holly just lied to you.
Holly
Yeah.
has never been on your side.
But here's something interesting. We tried to pull a switcheroo as our last-ditch effort. Because Billy's like, you tried... Not only did you kiss her... And we're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kiss her. And she's like, but not only that, you tried to escape with her help. And I'm like, oh man, how she knew that? I thought Holly wasn't there for that part. And then I'm like, but then we try to flip the switch. We're like, you told Holly to spy on me, right?
Oh.
We're trying to pretend that there's some equal ground on this relationship. Like we actually have some footing here to work with. And then she says, don't turn me into the guilty one. Your behavior proves that it was necessary.
Proofs?
Do you have any idea? Proofs,
Proofs.
with an F.
Like dough?
That it was necessary. Do you have any idea how many rules you broke?
No, remind me.
Yeah, please, let me know. I'm not
It's
sure.
been like a couple chapters since you last said them.
I know I didn't break
You
the
were-
vegan one.
Right, I did stay vegan. I did
I
not
only
have the
ate
meat
1
snacks.
ounce of meat.
At the same time, though, you keep devouring me. So who's really
Yeah,
the
who's
vegan
the bad
here?
vegan
Am I
here,
right? It makes you think.
Yeah.
And then we're like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. Oh, you definitely won't after I'm done with you. Billy, please don't. Sorry is not enough. I have to discipline you after your very bad behavior. I will give you 10. And like that was the like similar to last time it was like 3 and we're like, no, please. And they're like, you want 30?
Oh.
So now we have to count what the
Oh, I'm
spanks,
so
and it
bad at
goes
that.
on.
Can we not?
So, but then here's where things, and I don't even know how to edit around this. She still got her tiny knife, and she uses it to give us a poke.
Yikes.
You want to screenshot that for us?
Over.
Like a New York mafia.
Yeah, I'll.
no.
Okay.
Why do you even draw out the threat of spanking if you're gonna then, do
Well,
that?
Yes.
we did that all. We were finished with the spank.
Like,
We got
wow,
our
10
spank.
spanks for the
Also
absolute
stab.
worst thing I've ever done to you. Like, wow, that's child's play.
Yeah.
So there's the screenshot for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And Billy says, I'm almost
Wow,
done.
holy crap.
Okay, that's a little more than a poke.
Yeah. See, this is why
I mean,
it's important that you describe it for us and then censor it. Or don't censor it.
I'm trying to follow
Here.
YouTube's rules of
This
service.
is not. This isn't okay. We'll have a conversation later.
YouTube is not going to be like, oh, what's this kind of friends channel? Oh, let me watch through like an hour, like a 2 hour
She
long
mentioned
video.
Moira.
Hold
Like-
on, are you saying that we're not a big YouTube channel?
Like, Zax, okay, Zax,
Where are the
do you watch
digits?
Steel Donut videos?
Yeah.
Do you see the debauchery we get into in every single one of those?
Yeah, I guess I always wondered about that, but I guess I thought it was
If
you guys...
if stories aren't being like wild and explicit and crazy, we do that then.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Sometimes we're worse than the story itself.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I guess, but we're like kind of friends as like the Steel Donuts baby sister. We try to keep it like nice and
It's a family.
Okay,
show.
but for
Yeah.
for the viewers to understand what we're talking about in this scenario, Billie uses her small knife, which I have a feeling is supposed to be some kind of scalpel, maybe. Like the blade is small, but the
The next time they do it, they say it's a pocket.
Okay, well, either way, she basically moitas us.
I like that
But-
All
they say
over.
more
Yeah.
and more tears left my eyes. Like, it's such a...
More and more tears. How dramatic.
It's
But here's
left my
how
eyes.
Like, yeah, this is more than 10 spanks. This is more than being rough in the bedroom. This is straight up like,
This is murder.
yeah.
People
Well,
have died
no.
from this.
It turns into hostile.
Yeah.
Or hostile too.
Yeah. So here's
Thank you for specifying it might also be the sequel.
Maybe the sequel has a scene that's more relevant to this.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see either of them.
Okay, so here's how it ends. The last thing that was ever written.
I bled out.
My eyes widened when I noticed that she wrote her name into my body, into our stomach. And now everyone can see that you're claimed by me, she said, and kissed my cheek. I couldn't take it anymore. I broke down on the floor and started crying. Why were all of these horrible things happening to me? What did I ever do to deserve this? We covered this earlier. You gave a child an umbrella.
Yeah. Never. If you see someone who's wet because of the rain, let them stay wet.
Do not.
the moral of the
NSK.
story.
Never show kindness. I live by that rule in my life. Sure, it gives me many minor enemies, but it makes sure I have no major enemies.
That's true.
And here's something confusing. Okay, so I'll get there. But then reality hit me even more. If Billie was angry enough to do these things to me, a person she claimed to love, then what could she possibly be able to do to Madison? What did you do to Madison? I asked, and her face darkened again. If you say that name one more time, you will pay for it, she said, and pointed at the whip, because that's what we're afraid of.
He
right
just
now.
stabbed us a bunch. What?
You're just like,
I'm dying of blood loss now.
yeah, you
Now-
ruptured most of my internal organs.
I
Already.
needed that blood. It's on the outside now.
And now go and shower. You're full of blood, and I want to continue touring.
What?
She
What?
said, and
Yeah,
I slowly
you're not full
crawled
of
to
blood
the-
anymore. That's the problem.
I used to be.
And I slowly crawled to the bathroom.
Crawl
Now
to
I
the
wasn't
bathroom.
sure if I
Call
was ever.
911.
Now I wasn't sure if I was ever able to try to escape again when I knew what outcome
You
it could
didn't
have.
try to escape
You
ever.
haven't tried once yet.
Billie was right. She disciplined me into submission. Hey guys, hope you liked it. What will happen when Billie is back on touring? Also, if you like this chapter, then please show me your love for the story by voting. Have a nice day, XOXO.
Doofus.
If you take her back on tour, like, she probably doesn't, like, hang out with her old friend that somehow, rekindles, like, a
Yeah,
you know,
where did
romance, and
Simon
then-
go, by the way?
Yeah.
He just dipped.
It's just gone.
But, yeah, Simon was not to the degree Madison was, down with helping you, but Simon was down with helping you. So
Wow.
you'd think, like, yeah, Simon would try to do something, but instead he was just there in the middle enough where he wasn't on, Billy's side, but
Yeah.
he wasn't motivated enough to take action enough to where he just kind of, like, vanished.
It's kind of
Simon
like you wanted to
honestly-
share it. You wanted to do some slacktivism about it. And that's
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
like, oh man, I'll try to find a way to help you, and it's one of those, like, I will kind of things where you just want the conversation to end. You're not actually going to try.
Yeah.
Simon, honestly, in reality, could have probably helped her more than Madison because Billie wasn't threatened by him. So, yeah.
Wow.
Missed opportunity.
Amazing.
So I want to just close this off with reading some comments by user Saray Ba2. who pretty much commented on like every chapter multiple times, several times, and I recognize the username, but this is what they have to say about this chapter. First, oh my lord, Billy, you shouldn't have killed her.
Oh, that was the problem.
Next comment. Oh, she's hot but a psycho, a little bit psycho, which is a song.
Not a Billie
Super
Eilish
psycho.
song, though.
Yeah.
No. But I guess fitting. Last thing that they said. We don't beat people like that, Billy. That's not civilization.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
live in a
you're gonna
society.
talk to her through the comments section and convince her.
I mean, that's not civilization, dog.
This is an interesting thing on Wattpad, is a lot of the comments talk directly to the characters, and I feel like that doesn't happen so much on fanfiction.net.
No, it's fanfiction.net seems to definitely. We're talking to the writer who put this in our world.
Right.
Yeah, the kind of person who tries to talk to the characters on fanfiction.net reviews early on once for a chapter and then realizes they can't review multiple times per chapter, so they don't.
Yeah. Hey guys, that
Yeah.
sucked. That was a
Yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
story, and I'm really hoping it never continues. And you're saying there's a whole subgenre.
Yep.
Of Yandere Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
What's
Wow,
the
there's-
appeal? I really don't get what the appeal is.
Well, according to the comments section, people would really very much like Billy to take ownership of them,
But-
and they would gladly.
But they would gladly
Gladly.
be into it, at which point Billy would not be into it. So,
Yeah, it's...
I'm very, very sorry, Billie Eilish, because, I mean, you know, I've only seen a couple of your videos. You seem very talented, very promising. I don't know if this is what you want your fans to take away from what you put out into the world. I don't even know. Like, because all of the comments, some of them are like, oh, this got crazy, but a lot of them are really like, God, I wish that were me.
I wonder how Billie Eilish would feel.
If she was aware of this. Is she aware of this? I don't know.
Hopefully
There's no
not.
way to...
It would, yeah. Let's hope she doesn't know, and let's make sure let's keep it that
yeah,
way. 'Cause
nobody
nobody wants to
make her
read this
aware.
about themselves.
Yeah.
I would feel so
Definitely.
uncomfortable if
Yeah.
someone wrote something about me doing things like this to someone.
Like,
And
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
like- go ahead.
I get irritated enough when people just misquote me. I'm like, that is not what I said.
Yeah.
Imagine all of your traits
Your entire personality
completely
is being-
misrepresented.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
it's not like this is somewhat like it's obvious that Billie Eilish like this isn't purporting to be a true story. It's not about
Right.
that. It's about it's really rude.
to... It's, yeah.
Anyways.
It's, yeah, so... Yeah, definitely kind of a bummer ending. Hopefully they don't write anymore. I think we've learned enough. We don't need to keep abreast of this, I don't think. I think we're good. Thank you guys for sticking this out with me. We did it!
Yay.
And thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you had fun with us, because they really didn't. So,
Wow.
remember to comment, like, and subscribe, because we all need friends. Okay, bye.
Bye.